Hello everybody, this is Adrienne with Essential Soul Coaching. It is December the 29th, 2022. I'm going back to work for the first day since the holidays. I do want to talk to you all about the Sussexes, Meghan and Harry's docu-series. Did not watch it, but I did see a lot of cuts on YouTube. I mean, if you really want to watch it, don't watch it on Netflix. Just watch it on YouTube. You can see just as much as you need to know. Nothing new, no new information, but always more lies. There was a few takeaways from what I saw and what people were discussing, and one was when Meghan was talking to in South Africa to Jonathan Demby, which was William's friend, and he asked her how was she doing, and she said in the docu-series that she didn't know that was going to be a big stir, that was going to be a big takeaway from that particular interview. I mean, how could you not? You sat there and spent at least 3 to 4 minutes talking about it, how no one asked how you were doing and how hard it was being a mother, and people told you not to marry Prince Harry. I mean, come on, really? You didn't think anybody was going to take that away? You did. That's why you said it. Next thing was when you said, from the Oprah interview, that the biggest thing people took away from it was the comment about the baby's potential color of the baby's skin. You didn't think that was going to be a big takeaway. Okay, hello. You said it was racist. You didn't say that it was just that he wouldn't get the title, which was wrong anyway because of the title patent. But you said it was because of his skin color, the potential color of his skin. What the heck? Why would you sit there and lie and say you didn't think that was going to be a big takeaway? Anybody who throws out the race card knows it's going to be a big takeaway. I mean, come on. To me, I'm going to tell y'all, she looked pregnant. I mean, some of the videos, especially when she was supposedly pregnant with Lily, she gained a lot of weight, and she had the baby weight. I'm sorry, she did look pregnant. I mean, everybody keeps saying she had a surrogate. Maybe she had a surrogate with the first one. I don't know. But the second one, just based on the close-ups and stuff when she was pregnant with Lily, she gained a lot of weight in her hips and her chest. She was heavy, and that was baby weight. So I do believe she was pregnant with Lily. I still didn't care to see the children. I mean, I have no attachment to those children at all. I look at them and I'm like, they're just kids. Because she never let us bond with them in the beginning, to have a care about those children. They're cute, but okay. The bow. Everybody's just talking about the bow. When she bowed and said she was like, the show here we have for the show that she was talking about with Medieval Dice, when she did a bow. I mean, she was just being grandiose. She knows how to bow and curtsy. I think they asked if she knew how to curtsy. They didn't ask if she knew how to bow. They said, do you know how to curtsy? Well, she knew how to curtsy, but it's just her over the top dramatization. It was not. I don't think she was mocking the queen. However, I think that was just over the top, her being dramatic, and that's who she is, right? Harry, to me, seemed to be whatever she says goes. I mean, I truly believe whatever she says goes, and he's going to follow her agenda. He's not going to push back because he's already signed. He thinks that she's the best thing since sliced bread. She got him out of the royal family, and he already told Oprah, if Oprah asked him point blank, would you have left the royal family if you hadn't been with Meghan? And he said no. So we already know that he's thanking her for, and he's obliged to her, and he feels like he's less than her. It looks to me like he thinks he is less than her. That she's this beautiful woman, and he's this dorky ginger, y'all call him. But he doesn't know he has more leverage and power. That's what she wants. She's sucked up to him. Do they look like they're in love? Well, anybody could look like they're in love in a docu-series, because that's what you want. You want. I mean, it's a drama. You got producers, you got cameras, you got lighting, you got you got a storyline to push. I mean, of course. And they've been taking these pictures and videos since they got married. So, and probably before they got married, it looks like. So yeah, you can make yourself look like you're in love. You take 20 days of filming, let's just say, right, over the time span, and you go out there and you just ham it up for the camera. I do think he's in love with her, or he's in lust, obsessed with her. The things he says he couldn't do, he's doing now, he couldn't do when he was in the royal family, is a lie. Riding his bike around, taking his kids to the beach, playing with his kids in his yard. Come on, y'all. All of them do that. All of them do that. What is he talking about? He couldn't do that with his family. If he was still in the royal family. That's not true. Come on. They don't even make any sense, because that's just who he is. The thing about the sending them a text, sending Meghan a text about you are the one sent right generational curses. The frick is that? No. If she said, and I think that Neil Sean said she didn't send, that she checked with her people and they claimed that they don't remember her ever sending Meghan anything like that. But Meghan will make stuff up, or she'll, you know, she'll make it bigger than what it was. But you got to remember that, you know, Beyonce is in touch with Oprah and Tyler Perry and all those people, so they could have had her send something. But if their people denied it, I think that that's true, that she didn't send it. I mean, we'll see if Beyonce bounced back, but she told Neil Sean's group, her people said she didn't send it. So I'm gonna go with that. You know, Neil Sean's not gonna lie. He said he called, he asked, and they said no. They don't remember ever having sent her a video, text, or yeah, it was a text message, right, or email. The thing about William, everybody's saying that when Harry said he got a text message from William after he did the Oprah interview, but he didn't show it. Well, he didn't show it for two reasons. One, how he gonna show a text message from William when they just sued the mail for showing Meghan's letter to her father? So no, they weren't gonna show it. And two, we don't know if he really sent it. And three, I wanted to say this. People wondering how all this stuff is leaking out from whatever Harry says, oh, I was the only people who knew about our conversations was my father and my brother. Well, your wife was around, and as you can see, when you got that supposed text message from William, you showed her text message, and she had Tyler Perry on the phone at the same time, and she told him, you just got a text message from your brother. You don't think she told him what it said? The only person that was leaking the information was Meghan. Meghan knew everything. Okay, so another thing about the trip to Africa, when he said he wanted to move to Africa, Meghan did not want to move to Africa. She told him she wanted to move to Africa because that's what he wanted. That's the way you play the game, right? When he finally negotiated the move to Africa, and Zimbabwe, I think was the other one, she didn't want to go. She told him that, so he thought that was a good option. She leaked it, knowing that if it was leaked, that he would think that and then probably said, see, your family is leaking stuff. Well, why would they agree for him to go and then leak it, right? It was stupid. There was a private conversation. He said they approved it. So what was the problem? The problem was that Meghan didn't want to go, and Meghan leaked it. I'm telling y'all, she leaked it because she knew that he would get mad. And then she put in his ear, see, they leak stuff, and you can't trust them. You can't trust them. I'm telling y'all, that's what happened. And that's why they didn't go to Africa or Zimbabwe, because Meghan did not want to go too far away from LA. That is not where the capital of Hollywood is. She wanted to be in LA, period. Because that's even further away than England. She didn't want to be there. She didn't want to be in Canada either. So who leaked the information to her when they were staying in Canada? Meghan. She leaked it. That's why. And they only showed one paparazzi stalking them. I think there was a picture also that came out that had her pictures in the park when she was walking her dogs and her, supposedly, the baby, Archie. But who leaked the information? Who would know where she was at? Meghan. Meghan leaked everything. Meghan sets everything up just like she did before she married Harry. She was telling Harry that people were stalking her because she was black, and I just can't deal with this. They know we're mad. And they think they're being racist, and they're just hounding me. And he just fell for the crap, you know. He could not prove it, and he doesn't believe she's gonna lie. So that's a narcissist for you. Everybody keeps saying, is Meghan a narcissist? Meghan exhibits most. You need to do 5 traits to say you're a narcissist. She exhibits at least 9, and there's 9 of them. So I'm telling you, there's 9, and I'll list all 9 of them on here. But she exhibits every single one, and I have dealt with narcissists before, so I understand. You don't have to. People say, well, you don't know her. Well, for 4 years, we've seen her talk. We've seen her actions. We've seen her behavior. We've seen other people talk about her. And we got enough information on her to determine if she has the traits of a narcissist. And she does. And Harry is just a codependent. He is a codependent. He has his own issues, mental health issues as well. But he's also codependent. And for Tyler Perry to say what he said about him being the godfather to Lily, I mean, it makes sense that he was there. And of course, they want to hook up to another billionaire who makes films. So it just makes sense, right? All this stuff. The reason they even say it's Tyler Perry is because Tyler Perry's friend of Oprah. She reached out to Oprah. Oprah got Tyler Perry to extend his house to them. I mean, come on, it makes sense. And then for him to say, oh, well, if I'm going to be the godfather, do I have to go over there with those people and do that thing? Because if that's the case, I don't want to go. It's like, first of all, you don't know the rules. All you know is what those people told you, which is Meghan. Meghan lies, is a manipulator. I told y'all he was a what? He is a flying monkey. A flying monkey is someone who goes out and does the bidding for a narcissist. She tells them what she wants them to hear. They believe them, and they go out and they spread the information that they want to be spread. That's it. He's a flying monkey. Okay, had nothing to do with race, y'all. It's just what it's called when you're dealing with a narcissist. Flying monkeys. It's like the Wizard of Oz. The flying monkeys went out and did her bidding. But I just felt like that was so disrespectful. Like, you don't know them, so why would you sit there and say anything? I'm sure Meghan showed you some stuff that she probably made up and told you some stuff that she made up. So, but I think you should just step back and just say, look, I'll do it. And you do it. If you're going to do it right. Don't sit there and say, I'm not going to go over there with them and do it. I'd rather have a small ceremony over here. That was just so condescending. Tyler, I liked you. And now it's like, boy, really, you're just getting too deep into this stuff. Now, I want to also tell you all why it took me a while to get back to you all and talk about this. At first, I wanted to just listen to everything. I didn't want to speak on something that I hadn't seen, and you know, I know it's gonna be a lot of lies, and I know she's a narcissist and all that stuff, and Harry's just whipped. But I wanted to really hear what was going on. I didn't want to see the video. I didn't want to see the Netflix add to that. I did add my ratings to make sure it's a negative on Netflix. I did go there and on IMDb to give it a low rating because it was lies. And I only did it after I watched what was on YouTube. Okay, so I didn't just arbitrarily go do it. Meghan and Harry were never harassed by the paparazzi. Whatever happened was Meghan was calling and contacting them. Was there some interest in the beginning for her? Sure. Did some people make some racist comments at some point in time? Sure. But that girl never even considered herself to be black or brown. She said she was Caucasian on her acting resume. She said she was on her Shalyn Lester, the girl who worked for Star Magazine. She said that Meghan used to tip them off on certain stories, and that she had to show her ID to prove who she was. She had to show her ID, and it said she was Caucasian. So she's always claimed she was Caucasian, and she also said, if you remember, that her father told her that she didn't know which one to choose when she was younger in school, black or white, and so her father says choose which one makes you feel better, or whatever one you think you are, and she chose Caucasian. She's always considered herself Caucasian until she came to the UK and they said her mom is black. Okay, and I'm sure she got called out too when she was acting. People knew she was mixed, found out she was mixed. But the point of the matter is, if you never considered yourself black, how are you going to scream racism? You can say whatever they want to say, but you ain't black. You Caucasian. But you didn't say that. You jumped onto that bandwagon and took offense to it because someone considered you black or black and white. That's how it seemed to me when you said, I've never considered myself identified as a black woman. I never. Like that's a crime or something. What's wrong with being a black woman? You are part black. Deal with it. We go through it all the time. People like me and Padina and some of the other black YouTubers on here, we are looked at as black women, and we don't see it as a bad. It's not a bad thing. Who cares what other people think about you, what they say about you? Keep moving on. Do the things you do. Do good stuff. Don't worry about all that stupid stuff. You worried about stupid stuff. If it was preventing you from being who you were, doing the job that you set out to do, your passions, which it didn't seem like anything had stopped you from doing what you wanted to do. I can see that. But nothing has stopped you from being and doing what you wanted to do. And the fact that you said that also on this documentary, that docu-series, whatever, that you wanted to kill yourself because of all the pressure. But then you turn around and say, people put in comments that they want to kill you, you should just die. Okay, well, you put that out there yourself when you said you wanted to die. You wanted to kill yourself when you were pregnant. Remember with Archie? You know, you can't be putting that out there. I mean, I understand you want to talk about mental health, and maybe you were stressed out. I think you were mostly stressed out because you wanted to leave, and Harry hadn't made his mind up that he was going to leave his family. You really wanted that, and he was, dragging his feet. So you had to pull that card out. Hey, I'm going to kill myself if you don't leave. We don't leave. I'm leaving you or whatever. You really abused that boy by saying some crap like that. I'm going to kill myself, pregnant with his baby. Come on. And also, that's what Diana did, right? She threw herself down the stairs when she was pregnant with William. because she was trying to get attention. That's all it was, attention getting. You were wrong. You were wrong to even tell that boy that. Yeah, and then you're playing around with mental health. But yeah, I'm sure you were stressed out because you wanted to leave and he won't make no move. So you threw that crap out at him. I'm going to kill myself if I don't leave. If I don't leave, I'm going to kill myself. Narcissist. Over dramatizing everything. And then you sat there and said that people putting comments out there about that you need to die. Also, and the other thing you said about you think that the stress from the stress from the lawsuit against the male helped you contribute to you losing your baby when you claimed you were pregnant, you had a miscarriage. But what about with the Queen? What about the stress you and Harry put on the Queen when she was dying of cancer? You don't think that stress added to her death, hastened her death, or to Prince Philip when he had pancreatic cancer, that all the crap y'all were putting them through? You don't think that stress hurt them? But you want to say you lost a baby, you think, because of the lawsuit that you brought against the male. You brought against the male. They didn't bring it against you. Okay? So it goes two ways, Meghan. It goes two ways. Karma. I'm not saying you had a miscarriage. I don't even believe you did. I think it was a great little story, but I don't even believe you did. But if you did, I doubt that the male had anything to do with you losing your baby. Maybe it was your age. Maybe it was the baby was just not ready for this world. But to blame it on the male was so, come on. And then for you not to even see what the stuff that you're doing is hurting other people. And you're saying that people want to kill you because they don't like you, and the newspapers and medias are putting stuff out about you. What about the royal family and the stuff that you're saying about them? That people want to harm them and call them names and hurt them. Okay? You can't put mess out there and don't think that mess is going to fly back in your face. That's why people don't like you. They don't like you because you're black or white or green or purple. They don't like you because of the way you act, the way you talk, the way you manipulate people, and especially how you manipulate Harry. And yes, you are manipulating Harry. You are. You got that boy by the throat with your little chain. And he ain't got no sense. All right, so that's the reason why I waited a while to talk about stuff, because I really wanted to watch the YouTube channel. But then I also want to give you a couple of clips of the things I have predicted years ago on Harry and Meghan. I want y'all to see this. One clip is regarding me saying that because she couldn't get the way she wanted, she was losing things and she was losing favor, that she was going to become like the Kardashians. That she was going to get her attention one way or the other. If she can't get it being a goody two-shoes, which she's not, then she'll go ahead and she'll be the bad person, a bad girl, like a Kardashian type, so she could get attention that way. It doesn't matter which way a narcissist get attention, as long as they get attention. So I'm going to give you that clip. When I did that reading. Okay. There will still be future deals. It will be based on the relationship she has with Harry. Everything she does will be based on the relationship she has with Harry. Right? So, because we're not doing a reading on the personal relationship, we're doing a deal on, a reading rather on the business deal she has. She will hop into bed with someone else. There will be somebody willing. See, some people just really like a bad girl. It could be a reality TV show. It could be something, but it's going to be more towards media, entertainment, because they all feel like they can use a new villain. You know, the Kardashians been the quote-unquote villains for a very long time, even though they've changed her persona over time. But she's going to try to be the new Kardashian, because she's not, they're going to, whoever her publicity people are, or the people who were giving her deals, are going to say, okay, she's not going to be seen as a person who we can hold as an esteem. We can put out here and say, okay, follow these two people because they're honorable, they're royalty, they're above the board, they're, about dishonesty. They're not. And so they're not going to be able to push that line anymore. They're not going to be able to push that brand anymore. But they can push a brand about her being a bad girl. Okay? Okay. That's what they're going to do. It's going to take a while to get there, but they're going to have to rebrand them as she's going to be the bad girl. And she's going to play that role up to the hilt. Because she just wants money. She just wants fame. Whatever gets her there, branding is important to her. So she'll take any brand you give her as long as it gives her money and the power that she wants. Mostly money. Mostly money. Okay. And then the second one was when after the Oprah interview, I came out, y'all, I said it before then, but I definitely reiterated it on this clip, the second clip, when I was talking about, after she did the Oprah interview, I said she is out to destroy the monarchy. I said that. And people were like, even Miss Lady Collins Campbell was saying, no, she don't think that's what's happening. That is what's happening. Don't let anybody
take the queen's respect away. Y'all say y'all love y'all queen. Y'all need to be protecting her right now, because this is dangerous stuff that Meghan just stepped into. She's trying to bring down your monarch. She is a Trojan horse who was brought into the royal family. I don't know how she got there. There's many stories about who brought her in. But she's trying to ruin your royal family. In my opinion, based on what I'm seeing, and y'all need to stop and say, nope, we're not going to let her take that family down. Whether you like him or not, that's not for her to do. Then when you come there and intentionally hurt her like that, the queen ain't never done nothing that I know of or heard of to anybody. So protect her. She's praying tonight, y'all. She is praying for grace. She's praying for guidance over your country, over the...
Meghan and Harry have signed up with the first thing she signed up with was BLM. And BLM is, that type of organization that was out there trying to stir up racism and feminism, and they were trying to destroy anybody who they felt was not going to bend to their rules, and to they could say that this is racism, everything is racism, claim racism everywhere, to get people out of power. People in power, they just say these people are racist, they get them out of power, which is what they're doing to the monarchy. They're saying they're racist. Meghan has clinged on to them, and she's done interviews with them, and she's even talked about that, okay? She's done a lot of Teams meetings or Zoom meetings with them, okay? She is on board. She got it with the One World leaders because they're also trying to tear down the monarchy. This is her call to action for her. She got on board. They wanted her to go out and do these certain things. Remember, she got with the One World leaders, which is part of the World Economic Forum, which is part of the UN Agenda 2030. Okay, they're all connected because everybody has a role to play. They wanted pulling in younger people to be able to infiltrate the government and other media outlets so that they can take over the news and communication that's going out there to communicate their agenda, which is that we want a one world government. And that way, the only way you can do a one world government is you got to get rid of the old establishments, which is the monarchy. And in the USA, we got to get rid of the presidencies. We got to get rid of people, people's allegiances to different constructs. And the only way you can do it is bring them down. And racism is one of the biggest ways that you can do that. Racism, claiming somebody's racist, claiming somebody who's a sexual predator and child molester, and also war. That's another way you could do it. And that's how you break down the constructs, right? And famine and people losing their jobs. You could break a lot of people holds on their beliefs about the leadership if you do these things. Well, Meghan's particularly, her orders was to break down the monarchy, and she took it, and she's doing it. She's trying her best. Now, people are saying, why is the royal family not reacting to Meghan? Because everybody knows the only way you can win against a narcissist is being a gray rock. You have to leave them alone and walk away and never come back and never speak to them, no communication. Really, look it up. The only way to beat a narcissist, because they're so smart and manipulative, they take on so many other people's persona to become this, you think, when you first meet them, this darling, and they would never do that. You have to outsmart them. The only way to outsmart them is not to communicate with them. You do not add or get into the conversation again. You have to leave. And what Meghan and Harry are doing is called hovering, which they keep coming back and keep talking about the royal family. That's called hovering. They're trying to pull them into the conversation. But they've been told, that's why the Queen always says, don't complain, don't explain. It works. You don't feed into that frenzy. So what they're doing is called gray rocking. They are being silent. They're going still. They're not tuning into her story or Harry's story. So that is what they're doing. So don't think that they're just being weak. They're not. It takes a lot of strength not to engage when people are saying so many bad things about you, especially out. And then out on the world stage, and there are people thinking they're racism. It's hard to not say anything, y'all. It's very hard. And I've dealt with a narcissist. I know it's hard to just walk away because you want to get the last lick in there and say, no, this is not true, blah, 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 they're lying. What they're doing is let other people do it for them, but they can't do it. So they're doing the right thing right now. They have to not engage. And it gives the narcissist more power and leverage. Okay, so what I want you all to know is this is a spiritual war against us. This is not just about bringing down a monarchy. It's about losing loosening up our belief structure, our allegiances to certain constructs, to certain industries, to certain institutions, so that they can come in and just wipe it out. Since we're here for you, they weren't there for you. They're turning your world upside down. They're screwing up your world. They don't care about you, which I think a lot of it's true. They don't, but a lot of people in government are only out for themselves. But the way they're doing it is to destroy it so they can take over, and they're not good for us. Okay, you know, the Bill Gates and the Davos and the World Economic Forum, all that stuff is to be able to control us, and this is where this world is going to. And Meghan has her walking orders to be instrumental in helping to take down the royal family. This is why all these other black BLMers are coming on television and saying they are racist. It's just institutionalized racism, and they have nothing to prove it. They'll talk about colonialism that happened over 100 years ago, and the Queen, they try to tear down the Commonwealth with which the Queen built up. Even in the docu-series, they talked about it. Why did they do it? Because they want everybody to understand and get the hit that the royals are a racist institution. They've not changed, and Meghan and Harry are examples of here's a grand example of what we're saying. Even with the Fulani lady, they're trying to use that as a, see, there it is, she was right. No, there wasn't. That was a miscommunication, and Miss Fulani was probably part of that thing to find some type of thing to say that was racism so they could put it out there, especially during the time when Meghan and Harry were getting an award for standing up to the royal family, and William and Kate were in Boston. People can set stuff up, y'all. And if y'all remember, they said Fulani was not invited. She came on with someone else who was part of the BLM organization. Okay, she hooked her wagon onto them to get in there. So you gotta understand, we all being set up. We're all being set up. And I think the other thing is, GMB News, they were saying that we should just do a boycott. The media should go silent on Meghan and Harry. I think they should. I really, truly think they should. Because the more they talk about it, the more people get interested, the more people want to talk about the racist thing. We really should boycott them. We should go radio silence on them and not give them the attention that they want. That's what they did. They're thriving on the attention, even whether it's negative or positive. They're thriving on that. They're getting more attention. Stop watching the crap. Stop. I mean, I'm talking about the stuff that they're putting out. Stop it. And the news people, when they sat there, when the media sat out there and did all these watch videos on YouTube, on YouTube and on their channels, I'm like, this is too much. I mean, I said they should watch it and tell us what happened, but they had these hour-long conversations of the actual show, and it got people interested. And they just said, don't want to watch it, but I've been forced to by the station. It's like, okay, why were you forced to watch it? Like, I've never heard somebody say they were forced to watch anything. They all were saying we were forced. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to give it my 6 hours of my life, but I was forced because I'm on this station. I've got to talk about it. Okay, you could talk about it, but why did y'all sit there and show the things up and talk about it incessantly for days? Right? You got to understand. Was the media part of this? Was the media paid to this was like paid advertisement for them to show it? So it got people interested. Anybody knows if you keep putting it on TV, people going to want to say, well, what's all this fuss about? I really think they went overboard. And we've got to stop. If we see something like that happening, we have to step back and say, okay, let's look at the YouTubers, the regular YouTubers who's going to watch it, because they're not globally going to get everybody else interested, but they're going to definitely get enough word out there that don't watch it, because I've got pieces we're going to do a summary over. But the media was like pushing it so hard, too hard. I'm going to watch it. You're going to watch it. I think people are going to watch it. It's like you're putting out their propaganda, and I thought that was just over the top, which is another reason why I waited for a while to talk about this. It's like it was just too much coverage. The coverage created the hype, and the hype created the viewerships. All right. So even though we gave it a 12 or 15% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, they got over 80 million people watching it. So we got to be careful what we're doing and what we're watching and what we're contributing to, because this is a spiritual warfare against us. They are trying to break us. That is her marching orders to go out there, destroy the royal family. And if we stop watching her and stop giving her the platform and the leverage to do it, it'll go away. Yes, somebody's paying her. Somebody's paying her to do it, y'all. Somebody's paying her to do this. That is why when she went to the Ripple of Hope Awards and she and Harry got in the car and they were so ecstatic. You know why they were ecstatic? Because they knew that they were being levitated up to the next level. They were able to now hang around the liberals who are in control, who have some power. They did their thing. They did what they were set out to do. And so they got leverage. And now they're hanging around these really multi-billionaire people, to millionaire and billionaire people, to continue whatever they want to do. And they're funding them. And they're giving them awards to do it. That's all Meghan wants, is awards and to be acknowledged, okay? She wants to have the power and control, but she don't want to do anything with it. Meghan's one of those people, she just wants a title to have it. She don't want to do nothing with it. She just want to have it as a check mark in her resume. I'm telling y'all, she does not want to be president. But she would run for president because she wanted to say, I was president, but then she didn't want to be president. That's how the vibes I get from her. She don't want to do anything with it. She just wants the accolades from it. Trust and believe. So I just wanted to get back on here with you all to talk about it. I know I said a lot, but you got to understand, it is a spiritual warfare against citizens. They are trying to turn this world upside down. Not just Harry and Meghan. They are tools in this plot. Willing tools who are being paid and funded to do these things. And we've got to break it down, y'all. And part of it is radio silence, and stop giving them so much attention on television. Now, YouTube is different because we need to put the word out. We need to let people know what's going on. But not on the channels that's really, we see they're pandering too much to them. We just can't. I only watch it on YouTube anyway, but there's channels, news channels on YouTube, of course. But we've got to stop pandering to them unless they're telling the truth about them and not giving them too much hype. Because once they start saying, I'm going to watch it, are you going to watch it? I was forced to watch it. I had to watch it. I'm being forced to watch it. And then they sit there and they do all these hours on it. No, because they're building hype. That you got to know with discernment when they're building hype and they're adding to the propaganda, and when they're not. Y'all have to use your mind and your soul and your spirit to figure out, are these people telling the truth? Are these people really being honest about Harry and Meghan, or are they not? But if you look at it from a point of it being a spiritual warfare, you'll know in your heart when one of these stations are actually helping Meghan and Harry or not. Now, when the Political came out, the Political magazine came out with the article about we're tired of in 2022, we're tired of all the narcissists. You can see the tide is turning. That is something that you want to watch and read and absorb in, because there are certain people out there saying, no, something's wrong with this girl and this situation. And a lot of things is happening. Even with Elon Musk, there's a lot of things happening. Now he's saying he wants to resign from Twitter. He just got Twitter, 2 months ago? There's things going on, y'all. There's things going on fast and furious that's behind the scenes that we don't know everything. But if you look at the Agenda 2030, you look at what the WEF is saying, you will own nothing. You will own nothing and be happy. You look at all the institutions that people are trying to tear down, all the people in high leadership they're trying to tear down, that's doing the status quo of what it used to be before 2019. I'm not talking about people in there now and all the changes they're making and all the lockdown. People who did the lockdowns, who was for the lockdowns, who are for the vax, how can I say that, who are pushing to certain things. I think you need to be very leery of them. And some of them are doing it because they don't know what's happening and they just going on with this, whatever they're telling them. But some of them are part of it, especially the younger generations that's coming into government. You're gonna have to watch out for them and see where they're really coming from and who is backing them. Are they part of the young leaders, whatever organization? Are they part of the WEF? Are they mentored under somebody from the WEF? You have to start doing your research and figure out what's going on. You really do, because if you're voting for these people and you're going along with their agenda, you may be going along with the wrong agenda. What is the agenda? Again, you will own nothing and be happy. You will not have you won't own your home, you won't own a car, you won't have a job, you'll get UBI, Universal Basic Income, because all the AI or robots can be doing most of the work. Y'all should see that coming down, because you can go in stores like, say, a Walmart over here in the US, and they're in Lowe's and Home Depot, all these stores are having self-checkout. That's AI, y'all. They don't have people standing around to help you if there's a problem. But most people, they're losing their jobs. They even got robots cleaning the floors. I mean, there's no janitors anymore. There's in the warehouses, there's robots, forklifts that's moving material around, moving boxes and stuff around. I mean, you got to understand, they are getting to a point where they don't want people to work. They want the robots to do the work because it's less money. Think about it. Nobody's going to quit on you. You don't have to pay benefits. You don't have to pay a raise. You don't have people taking off time for sick or vacation. Look, you don't have to pay to a 401k or benefit insurance or life insurance program or retirement program, AI is much cheaper than having people. So y'all got to understand what the overall agenda is, and also they want to reduce the world population because they say we're overpopulated. How do you do that? I don't know. Maybe a vax, maybe a virus or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I don't know, y'all. What y'all think? But you got to understand, there's a plan out there, and it's multifaceted. But it's been put together a long time ago, and they're putting it in plan now and implementing. And they need young people such as a Meghan Markle or Black BLMs or all these other organizations y'all probably know that I don't know about, who are out there creating chaos, not for the good. They say it's for the good, but it's not for the good. You know, now they're becoming more feminist like this. Like, they don't need men for some reasons. Like, they want all people to become, what are the things called when you're half robot and half person? Like RoboCop, you know, that type of thing, where you're a cyborg or whatever, humanoid or whatever they call them. If you look at the transgender situation, 20 years ago, people had to pay for their own sex reassignment. I remember hearing like a lot of people saying, well, they had to work so many hours, so many jobs to save up their money to become, you know, they're male, become female, whatever. Now they're just, people are paying for it. Who's paying for all these people to get sexual reassignments? Who's paying for that? Why are they doing it? Well, I'll tell you, my theory is that if they get AI that look like people, think like people, but better, faster, smarter, okay, more logical, who feel like people, who have sex like people, but are not people, what do you think that's sending this world to? You can have a robotic AI girlfriend who can do everything a regular female can do, but you own her. She'll never age. You have as many as you want. You're right. That's another thing that they're doing. I mean, they're getting, and therefore you accept them, which is why they're saying you are. What is it when they say you don't identify as binary, non-binary, right? Non-binary is a computer language. So now they say you can claim yourself as non-binary. Well, isn't that a computer language or terminology? So they're creating, and the more they test and reassign people from male to female and female to male, the better they can build these cyborgs to be, look like, act like, even, you know, in a higher level than a regular human being can perform. So y'all got to understand where this world is going to. And that RoboCop and Terminator, that stuff is for real. That's called predictive programming, where they put stuff out there in movies that they plan on doing in the future. And I think really a lot of these movies are just promos of what they're actually going to do. This is our perspectives of what we're planning on doing. This is what it will look like. So it's a movie that they put out to the people who want to invest in these type of companies that's doing this thing. But we look at it as entertainment when we see it in the movie theater, because that's how they recruit their funds up front, is they make a movie that's really perspectives for investors to do this stuff. But they get the money in return early on because they've sitting on as a movie, and we go and we watch the movie and they make their money. ROI on it. I'm telling y'all, y'all got to think deeper. Think deeper. Because one of the things I did hear early on was that Meghan had Archie, that she was not going to have him claim a pronoun. Now, we shall see. That was early on when he was first born. People were saying that. It was in the news. So, just open your ears, open your eyes, open your heart and mind to what is possibly happening to us, or what the direction that we're going. They don't want us to eat meat. They want to have us eating insects because they say it's more sustainable. Anytime you hear the word sustainable, you got to look further. What is this thing about sustainability? I'm fine now, y'all fine now, but they want to change it so it's the world is more sustainable, and that means a lot of different things is coming up, and a lot of changes are coming, y'all. A lot of changes, and they have. It's so much we could talk about in this video. I don't want to get off track, but I'm telling you, Meghan and Harry are part of this agenda. They are, in my opinion. I can't see any other way. So this is spiritual warfare, physical warfare against us, and assault on citizens, and they're trying to loosen the boundaries and our allegiances to certain institutions. That is what they're doing, and it's happening in all different facets and all different industries and all different parts of the world. So anyway, that is my rant for the day. I didn't do a reading, but just want to give you an update. We will talk later. Y'all have a blessed day. Just keep thinking, keep watching, keep your eyes open, okay, and mind open. Okay. So have a great day. Bye-bye.